Young joins us now. He's the CEO of King Operating Corporation. It's an oil and gas company based in Texas. He's also the author of The Upside of Oil and Gas Investing. Jay, thanks so much for being here.
Hey, well, thanks for having me on, Chris.
So let's talk a little bit about why we've seen prices drop as of late.
Yeah, well, we're having no big disruptions overseas. We're seeing, supply and demand is pretty even keel. Nobody getting hurt. Nobody doing anything crazy in the world. And that's all the price of oil is. It's all about supply and demand. If you have more supply on the market than you do demand, you'll see prices start to come down, and vice versa. That's the way the commodity is of oil and gas. And so right now you're seeing that we're doing a good amount of drilling in the United States. A lot of production, not as much drilling as you're seeing production. You don't need as many rigs to get up there to, 14 million barrels of oil a day in the United States like you did before because of the longer laterals technology. So you don't need as much drilling. But the drilling that we are doing in the United States is producing a lot more oil than they were a year, 2 years ago. So that's good news for the consumers and also for people that don't want to see as many rigs, drilling and see as much activity. So that's good news. And as long as we keep the supply going and our demand, of course, you have we can also talk about all the factors that are coming up. You saw some wars going on this past weekend. You're seeing, you have a lot of the election coming up. What's going to happen there? Strategic reserves. There's just so many other factors that could happen really soon.
Yeah, because you look at Iran, which is of course a major oil producing country, and you did have a situation this weekend with Hezbollah and Israel exchanging rocket fire, but there's been tension for months in the Middle East. Why is that not forcing gas prices to rise?
Yeah, and it will. Right now we're just seeing a good smooth transition coming in from the summertime, and you're seeing a lot of the cooling off, if you will, from people driving everywhere over the summertime. So right now we're just seeing a good equilibrium. But as you see this geopolitical risk and the wars going on, and all of a sudden you'll disrupt some of the oil coming into the United States because we don't produce anywhere close to what we need. Matter of fact, we produce 14 million barrels a day. We need 20 million or more barrels a day in the United States. That's our addiction to oil. That's what George Bush said at one of his State of the Union addresses. We have an addiction to oil, and so therefore we need a lot of it, and we're not getting it, and we need to continue to import a lot of oil. And if there's any disruption in that transportation, you're going to see prices starting to go up. So people do say if everything stays smooth, which I do believe, then you're going to see prices stabilize and maybe even come down. But just one or two things that could happen in this election and a lot of other factors could play into it, and you can see prices go way up.
We've got about a minute left. Let's take a look at the state of play right now here in the U.S. You can see in the South and parts of the Midwest, those green states on the map, prices are much lower than out west. Give us a quick perspective on why prices differ so much from one state to the next.
Yeah, it's good question. Transportation's one. Number two is, California people, Colorado, Wyoming, Utah, they don't like to drill out there, and they put a lot of restrictions on. We just spent 2 years to get a permit to deepen a well in Colorado. Just to deepen. We already have the well in place. We're just deepening that well. That's it. Not hard. Took us 2 years and $100,000. In Texas, we got a permit over the weekend, pretty much over the weekend, to drill a brand new well and to spend $10 million to drill a well in Texas. So that's a lot. And transportation is not as much commodity out there. There's a lot of demand on the West Coast, but also you're seeing a lot of taxes as well out there on the West Coast. So yeah, big supply and demand. And there's also, in Texas, we love to drill for oil out here in Texas.
Jay Young, CEO of King Operating Corporation. Always a fascinating discussion because you see the prices, and then, of course, you want to know why they are. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.